एक्चुअली सच ही कहा है, necessity is the mother of innovations and inventions. We have never thought of the time of crisis of COVID-19, and we all are sitting at our home and we cannot move even for our routine work. Even in this situation of crisis, we have thought of conducting a virtual tour where you all can see and understand the practical aspect of industrial visit, which every year we do as part of our learning process in LJ University. So the professors of LJ Universities, me, Dr. Bilva Desai, and my tour partner, Professor Kinjal Parikh, we both are here to visit the production plant of crown extrusions and crown metals. Over to you, Kinjal.
So I welcome all of you to have a virtual tour where we are going to learn all about the manufacturing of a can from a coin, where we will be so astonished and surprised to see the different processes and a great learning experience too. So let's get started.
Okay.
Okay, hello everyone. Since we have already discussed and we entered ground metals and ground extrusions, wherein we have seen the different processes, and hereby we are now going to discuss with Mr. Kunal Kalal, who is over here in ground extrusions doing since last 3 years, and he's been managing quite well. Professor Bilva is accompanying us in this process, where she is going to continue further the discussion, wherein how the processes goes and how we actually come up with the final product from the coins to the cans. So over to you, Professor Bilva. How do we proceed further?
થેન્ક યુ પ્રોફેસર કિંજલ. પુનિતભાઈ, આપણે તમે જે આખી પ્રોસેસની હમણાં જે આપણે વિડીયો લીધા એ વખતે તમે જે ડિસ્કસ કરી, વી જસ્ટ વોન્ટ ટુ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ કે એક નાનકડા આ એલ્યુમિનિયમ કોઈન છે, એકદમ સિમ્પલ દેખાય છે, એન્ડ દેન ફ્રોમ ધીસ કોઈન ટુ ધીસ ફાઇનલ પ્રોડક્ટ. સો વી જસ્ટ વોન્ટ ટુ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ ધ એન્ટાયર પ્રોસેસ ઓફ ધીસ.
Yeah, sure. So basically, this coin is called like slug
Okay.
in our technical term. And this raw material, when we get it from our raw material supplier, we put it in the extrusion press. So extrusion press, basically, what it does, like there is a die, like if this coin goes into the die, and there is a punch, like which goes towards the this coin, then it extrudes the can.
Okay.
And you can see in the video as well, like
Okay.
how it
Okay.
extrudes.
So the
okay?
first process is procurement, rubbling, and then
And
extrusion.
Yes. So after the extrusion, like during extrusion process, you can see like the cans like produces like on uneven size basis because of this slug thickness differences. એટલે એને even કરવા માટે આપણે we do trimming process.
Okay.
So the third
Okay.
process is like trimming process, where we just measure with the measurement gauge and then set up like proper mandrel, and this can goes into the proper mandrel and it set up the size, and then it cut it
Edges.
on the edges, on the top part.
So
and then
the
make a-
process is called finishing, right?
trimming and
Trimming
finishing.
and finishing.
You can call
Okay.
finishing.
So we can say the third process is trimming and finishing.
Yes. So the third process, after third process, like you can see, like there is a powder. When we do rumbling, then the powder we use is to make this slug soft. Then you can see like little bit powder on the extrusion can and also on the trimming can. So after this trimming process, we do washing, and we do with the chemical washing. We use perchloroethylene chemical to wash these cans. So after we do washing process, like you can see, like the cans are much cleaner from this cutting and extrusion can. So you can see the
Yeah,
difference.
you can see the difference.
Uh,
The older one and after the process.
process. Yes. So after washing, like it's now this can is full aluminum body. Okay. So it can react with the different chemicals like alcohol or whatever the product we use it in the can. So to avoid those kind of reactions, we use lacquering. So inside coating, you can say in like in single term like inside coating, and in technical term we call lacquering.
Lacquering.
Yeah.
There is a plant of liquor, right?
Yes. So there are 2-3 different types of lacquers, like gold lacquer, like this is buff lacquer. But like after you do lacquering, then if you put any chemical or any alcohol or anything, like it won't react with the aluminum. So
Okay,
it
so-
creates a little bit layer inside the can.
So lacquering means inside layer in the
Yes,
can.
exactly.
Okay, so you can see the difference. The simple one and after lacquering with coating.
Inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it won't process any chemical you put it in the can, like it won't process with the aluminum body. So that's the reason we use this lacquer. So this up to this, like we all did like washing, inside lacquering and everything. Now after this 4 processes, now we'll focus on the outer body part, okay? And then after lacquering, like to make this kind of can, like we have to do like base coating, which on base coating we can do printing. We won't be able to do printing directly on this aluminum can, so we do require to coat over on the can to make this kind of printing. So after like lacquering, the 5th process is like outside coating. And in coating, you can see like there are different kind of like coating we use, like gold, white coating and clear coating and silver coating. There are 4-5 different kind of coating we use. Depends on the artwork.
Okay.
We have to match the coating. So in this is the artwork. We do use this artwork to match the final product. So in this artwork you can see like the background, like there is a gold color. So we have to do this gold coating to make such a kind of
Kunal, sorry to interrupt you
Yeah.
in between, but most of the time the design, the artwork must be given by the company itself.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
sample given by them, and then you are preparing based on the sample.
Yeah, it depends. Like for example, if this can manufacture somewhere else,
Okay.
then the company, if they want to manufacture with
Okay.
us, then like,
They
they
just
just
send you.
provide us the sample.
Okay.
And based on sample, we match the can like this.
Okay.
And then if we don't have like if it's a brand new product, then we
Okay, then
just
you have
go
to
with
prepare the design.
with this artwork.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic.
And then our printing setter like matches the artwork with this can.
So guys, you can see two things: the design that they have prepared, and from that design, the finished product which we have after completing all the processes. Okay, so two things: design, and from design to finished product.
So I believe even the size would matter depending on the
Yes.
sample and the design, right?
Yes, yes. I'll explain to you in
Yeah.
a bit. Okay. So after the coating, like we do printing. So once this coating job finishes, it goes into the dryer, and then it comes to the printing machine. So during the printing process, you can see like this directly prints with the printing plate, and our printing setter matches the design. Okay. So once this print, it goes to the dryer, and then once it dries out, then it goes to the varnish. So you can see the difference between this can and like this can. There is a clear glossy varnish, so which prevents like minor scratches, or like if you, for these two cans, like if you like side by side, if you just like
Yeah. So it has the shine
Yeah.
and glossy surface compared to the other one, right? So it even avoids the scratches and other things. That's
Yeah.
what we're trying to say.
and then it gives like good shining. Like so, for example, there are 2-3 different kind of varnishes we use. Okay, so this is a gloss varnish. This is a gloss varnish, which gives you shine, and this is a matte varnish. So you can see the difference.
Yeah.
Even on this particular design, we can do matte varnish as well. Just we have to use a different kind of coating.
We
to
have
make
used
this.
many times different bottles, but we have never noticed
Yeah.
whether it
What
is
kind of
glossy or a
bottle.
matte bottle. But for the first time, I am like looking at the angle of the production. So that's fantastic.
Next time when you see the can,
Yeah,
you will
definitely I'll
definitely-
notice whether it is matte or a glossy print.
So after the cake process, the varnish, like, and then it produces this kind of can with the glossy, and then up to this process, like we have this kind of extruded can and everything, and this is the final process we call necking,
Necking.
which gives the proper shape of the aluminum aerosol can. So it's again like depends on the shape. Okay, so this is a dome shape. So
Okay.
this is we call the dome shape, and this is called the conical shape. So there are 2 different kind of shapes we use it on different jobs. But in this particular job and some other jobs, like we use different kind of knives to give this kind of shape. So this final necking process, we use 6 different kind of dies to create this kind of shape. From this shape to this shape, we use like 16 dies. So like you have the video, you can see like the can goes to the different dies to like make the shape to this particular point, and then at the last point, like there is the beading process we call it. So it creates the shape, and the last point, like it just bends this the top part, and then it shaves off the extra part, and then create this shape.
Fantastic finishing by process of necking.
sometimes like there is a little bit kind of like cane wall variation, like we have to keep the wall exactly the same on every side. And sometimes like, if there is a little bit like during the extrusion process, if the wall thickness is like little bit like thinner, then it creates a wrinkle on the top. So we have to keep in mind a lot of different aspects.
These are the parts that actually comes under the quality check where
Yes.
you need to be very particular.
Yeah. So during the packing process, like they just eliminate these kind of cans, and then we call it rejection. So we sometimes depends on the lot. Like if it's a tough job, and like if it's a bigger can like this, a long can, then rejection chances are a little bit higher. And if there is a small can, like you can see, obviously it's a lightweight, so no more dents or kind of handling. It's easier, so we won't get that kind of like rejection compared to this big can.
પુનિત ભાઈ આપણે એવું કહી શકીએ કે that you are following TQM total quality management because at every stage of the production you are checking the quality and you are improving the quality for the further finishing product. So it is basically TQM that you are not just checking the quality at the end of the process, but you are checking the quality at every stage of the process.
Because if the foundation is good, like in this particular process, if there is a variation in the wall thickness and anything, then we get a rejection during a necking.
Definitely. So at every stage, quality checking is important. So after this thing, necking, then what?
Then it goes to the after we do necking, like it goes to the packing department. They do sorting and they just remove all this rejected cans. And then once the packing is done, we send it to the filler. Okay. And the filler, like put the fragrances and alcohol and mix like the deo or whatever, the room freshener. Like different customers, like different requirement. It goes there, and this kind of valve, they use it to close down this this top part, the packing part.
Okay.
And then it makes like this kind of final product.
Okay. Then packaging.
Yeah.
And
On
dispatch.
on their end, yes.
Okay.
And then once they do packaging, it goes to the market and then goes to the distributor and they just distribute it.
So in the summary, guys, we can say that different processes are there, different stages are there in the entire process layout of the production. The first is procurement, then after procurement, rumbling, then extrusion, then finishing, and after finishing, washing, and then lacquering, then dryer, right?
Yeah,
Drying, after drying, coating,
yes.
and coating after that, printing.
Yes. And
Okay,
printing after
varnishing, and varnishing, then necking, and then quality check, then sorting, cleaning, and then dispatching and packing.
Yes.
Right? So these are the different processes. Thank you so much, Punitji, for explaining the entire process of this factory. Thank you so much, Punitji.
And giving us your valuable time. Every time, like since many years, we are associated with LJ, and you have always.
Your students.
Processing, we just want to understand from you about the capacity of your plant as well as the manpower. So we just want to understand the machine, man, and labor in your plant.
So basically, like depends on the size of the can. Like we have to like different processes. Like there are different diameters of the can, like 53 and 35. So we have different. You saw the different extrusion press. So if we like get like big order like around 50,000 can, we have capacity of 50,000 can production in per shift, like 12 hours. So if we have like a lot of pressure and like a lot of production if we have to do, then we just start two extrusion process together and then double up our capacity. And like if we have 10,000 or 15,000 cans order, then we just use the single process and single line to produce these cans.
So 10,000 to 15,000 is the
That's
bundle
an
capacity.
MOQ, yeah. It's a minimum order quantity we always
Okay.
take it from our customers.
Okay. So is there any licensing process required for such kind of plant?
Yes.
Yeah,
We do
so-
like there are multiple licenses like the first like the GPCB, the Gujarat Pollution Control Board, like that's the main agency like that we don't create the pollution or
Okay.
like
Yeah.
we just keep like our
Environment
clean,
safe.
and everything. So in our process, like we don't create like any kind of polluted wastage or anything, because aluminum is a recyclable thing. Okay, so whatever we get is like rejection or anything, we just mix the bins and then we just send it to our raw material supplier, and they do recycle process. So that's the main, we are supporting the environment, and this we also like promoting this aluminum industry, that it's 100% recyclable and no polluting by creating this kind of aluminum cans.
So your plant is basically working on the funda of batch sizing. So you are producing on the deciding the sizing of your finished products first, and then you go and starting the entire process.
Yeah, basically like when we get the order, let's say like we get the order of these 53 diameters kilo cans. Okay, so our customer require 50,000 quantity. So based on this, we calculate the size, how many slugs we do require, and then we always give order for raw material plus 10% more quantity.
Okay.
So during this full final process, if we get around 10% rejection, then we achieve the final the dispatch amount of quantity. So we have to calculate reverse. You're right. The 50,000 quantity is there, so we have to just 60,000 slug.
So we call it just in time, because you first take the order and then you go for the
and
raw
some
material?
regular size, like this is a 50 diameter size, this is a running size, you can see in the market as well, this is a running size. So sometimes we have extra raw material in our factory, so we don't have every time to wait for raw material to start the production. So certain different sizes, we keep some amount of stock at our factory, so we don't have to rely on our supplier on time, to just produce the slug and just give it.
So as per the MOQ, you have your inventory on
Yes,
hand.
exactly. So as per MOQ, for example, if we get 15,000 quantity of this particular can, then we always have that 500 kg or 800 kg of slug that we can start our production, and after that we just place an order to our raw material supplier that okay, we require another 800 kg or something like that. So if it takes 2 or 3 days to do this kind of process, raw material process, then we can cover up our production.
That time. Thank you, Punitji, for explaining and giving the answers of our questions. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
For your time.
University, I would like to thank all the promoters of Crown Metals and Crown Extrusions. Thank you so much for giving us the permission, even in the time of crisis in the COVID and the situation. Thank you so much for allowing